Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wingate, Pennsylvania for this matchup between Bald Eagle area and Clearfield. So we have to apologize right up front. I hate doing this right away, but through no fault of anybody other than technology, we got this brand new camera up here, and it's wonderful. I mean, we don't have to have somebody running it. Nobody forgets to follow the ball because it does it automatically. However, it would not broadcast homecoming because it was too far. It was on the track, and it just doesn't focus on the track. So you would have had just a view of the band the entire time. So we had to make some decisions. We will improve as we go, right, Keith?
Yeah, next year we'll have a second camera, a third camera, whatever. Yep, but we're here now, and in case anybody was wondering, the winners of homecoming this year, the second runner-up was Faith Cristani. The first runner-up was Casey Angelotti, and the homecoming queen was Leah Bryan.
Yep. Congrats to all the winners. Well done. A lot of representatives out there, a lot of football players as escorts, which is kind of nice to see. So back to the game here, Keith. Clearfield comes in with a 4-2 record. You know, and I know we say this every week, and it's kind of been true, but the most important game of the season so far.
Yep.
You know, on the surface, Bald Eagle at 3-3. This looks a little bit even. Maybe Clearfield with a slight edge here, but looking at their records, Clearfield had an opening week loss to Bellwood, 28-21. Followed that with 3 straight wins over Bedford, P.O., and Bellefonte. Now, Bellefonte was 21-18 in overtime, and P.O. was 27-15. And I point those out just to kind of compare our records with them. They did lose to Huntington 28-27, and then they beat Penns Valley pretty handily 46-14 last week. Bald Eagle with that 3-3 record, just looking at common opponents, Huntington lost opening week 14-6, matches up with Clearfield's loss to Huntington. The win over Penns Valley 21-0, pretty dominant, matches up with Clearfield's win over Penns Valley. The win over Bellefonte, theirs 21-18 in overtime, ours 19-14 last week. You know, on the surface, pretty evenly matched teams, but as we talked about pre-game, this one again, every week we say it, going to come down to the trenches. It's really going to be whose defensive and offensive lines do the best job tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that about just about every game. Yeah. You know, your offensive line, your defensive line are really going to be big determiners in, you know, any game that you're going to play, but especially in this one, you know, this Clearfield team is a run-heavy team. I would maybe not run heavy, maybe more slighted towards the run. They can still throw the ball. They still got great, you know, they have a senior quarterback. They have a senior running back. They have a senior wide receiver that they like to go to. This team is packed full of seniors and experience. And, you know, this Bald Eagle team, although that they do have their fair share of seniors, a lot of those seniors hadn't seen the field until this year.
Right.
So even though they're seniors, they're a little bit underexperienced compared to, you know, one of these teams where you have the, you know, those big 3 skill positions where 2 of those guys have seen the field for 2-3 years. And at the running back position, you know, we're going to talk all night about number 0 for Clearfield, and that's going to be Colton Ryan.
Yeah.
He's seen the field all 4 years of high school, so he's going to be a big threat to them. And I got a chance to talk to Jesse before the game started, and, you know, he did mention, you know, number 0. He's going to be a threat to them. He said that they had a good week of practice, and, you know, they're prepared, and they installed what they needed to install. And, you know, it's just going to be coming into this game kind of the same way that you come into any game. You take it a week at a time and prepare well, and they're going to, you know, come out and make the adjustments that they need to, and they feel that they're prepared to come out and win this game.
Yeah, and, you know, you mentioned Ryan. He's got almost 800 yards rushing, 9 touchdowns on the season. Their quarterback, good completion percentage. He's thrown for, you know, 767, 7 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. That's Xavier Curry.
Yeah,
we see a lot of him as well.
Yeah, he's a second-year starter. He's improved from last year on the stat sheet wise anyhow. So it'll be interesting to see what he does in this one.
And their leading receiver is also senior, Cooper Broad, number 12. 409 yards receiving on the season with 4 of those touchdowns.
Yeah, so far he's averaging 68 receiving yards a game, and like you said, 4 touchdowns so far in this season.
And I was busy talking and listening to you talk and completely missed who won what, but I thought pregame we saw Bald Eagle win the toss. I do not know what they decided, though. So Clearfield kneels over on their sideline here. A little pregame prayer. Bald Eagle comes over. Looks like Colin Cunningham maybe in the middle getting the troops fired up. Colin had a great game last week from that defensive back position. And on offense as well. He was all over the place. So
yeah, they use him in a lot of different positions. Some of the names for the Eagles tonight, obviously Grady Fisher and Caleb Iron. Kind of that, we saw a little bit more of Iron last game.
Yep.
And it's, like we would think that they'd come out with Grady, but it's kind of one of those positions where you do have two viable quarterbacks.
Right.
And so kind of playing each one in their strength and depending on where they feel comfortable is definitely an asset to the Eagles.
Yeah, and both looked good last week. I think it was good to get Iron a couple series last week and build his confidence back up.
And
Bald Eagle's going to receive here.
Another name is Drew Nagel, the sophomore linebacker. So far, 46 tackles on the year. He's been a huge contributor. And we talked about the lines earlier. Nino Daniker.
Oh.
Man, what a game last week, and he's going to be looking – I don't know how you can replicate something like that, but he's going to be looking to do it, and, man, he gets fired up. And we're excited to see him back out on the field.
And another addition this week, we've got another senior, but Big Jake Gardner's going to be back on the field here. He was in warm-ups, looked good. So Mr. Everything for Clearfield here, Colton Ryan, is going to actually do the kicking as well.
So we're trying to get the clock right here.
I was going to say I'm not sure what scoreboard went out, as you can probably see on your screen.
Yeah,
Nope.
I imagine they're trying to figure out what to do down there. But a little bit of history here. So for the first time all season, the Eagles are on the inside of the playoff bubble at number 8 in District 6 AA. Huge Curtain Bowl win over Bellefonte, coupled with the River Valley 10-7 win over United Valley, moved the Eagles up one spot in this week's playoff race. The Eagles are going to stay ultra-focused, as Bellwood Annis, Central Cambria, and United Valley are currently locked in a 4-team battle with the last 3 of the District 6 AA playoff spots. Eagles are trying to return to postseason play this season after falling 1 win short last year. It'll take a great 4-week effort to make that happen.
We are ready, and there's the run-up and the kickoff. Looks like Cunningham is back deep. It's going to hit at the 20. He picks it up at the 15 on the hop. He's got a little room down that right sideline. He cuts back here. He's got some blockers. He's back halfway to the hash there. Gets out to almost the 40-yard line. Good return for Cunningham.
Yeah, and he was looking for a crease to break that one open, but great starting field position for the Eagles early in this one.
Field position was important last week. Oh, number 16's down there on the field. I think he was kind of at the bottom of that pile, sort of didn't have a lot of control over what was happening around him, but that's Umbenauer down on the field. Might have got rolled up on one of those legs. Like he tried to get up and then just couldn't quite manage it. So Big Jake is in the huddle over here as the offense gets ready for their first series. Take an opportunity here to look at our offensive lineup. Stephen Flick in there. Looks like obviously Big Jake Gardner and Gage Gardner.
Jake Gardner back.
Yeah, Silas Wheeler, and I believe we got Colton McCaslin. That's your offensive line. Looks like we're starting out with some beef in there. You've got Sam Clark. Now we're going to take a minute here. Cowan's going to be out on the field too. What I was hoping was just somebody getting rolled up on has become a little more significant. We may want to roll some sponsors.
Well, yeah. He was holding that right leg there.
Yeah. Looks like they're doing a stability check on it right now, but give us an early opportunity to thank the Eagle Ambassador sponsors. Could not do this without you. We appreciate everybody who's donated so far, who's thinking about donating. Get off the fence, call Doug, or email Doug, douglas.dyke@beasd.net. Okay. I get it wrong about 2/3 of the time, so I figured I'd get some help on that.
There's only so many for you to say.
Yeah,
so
I needed to phone a friend there.
Yeah.
I think I said all of them one week.
DouglasDyke.org.
Yeah. .gov.
Yeah.
I don't know.
at hotmail.net.
I don't know what kind of security clearance Doug could get, but
Doug's very trustworthy. I think they'd let him. So just a quick look at some of the rankings here.
yeah, who's ahead of us, directly ahead of us right now
Well,
in the playoff picture? Do you know?
So far ahead of us, we have Clearfield sitting at number 1, and then we have PO at number 2 and Bald Eagle at number 3. And behind us is Bellefonte and Penns Valley being that last team behind
And that's
us.
in the East.
Right, that's the LAHC East 2 rankings, and then you look at the East 1 rankings. The list goes down: Bishop, Guilfoyle, Huntington, Bellwood Annis, Tyrone, and then Central at the bottom.
And then, of course, your West teams factor in. But there's such a complicated scoring system that we need Todd Warner to figure it all out for us, and he does a good job of that. Yeah, this is a slow trip off the field here for Umbenauer. That's not looking great.
Yeah, he's putting no pressure on that leg there.
Yeah, the offense is ready, and they've only got him to the numbers out here. So, coach was calling for a couple of big guys to come out there and help him, but he didn't get a lot of support on that.
No.
All right, Hosman back in his traditional number 6, despite my pleas to get him in that number 2 jersey. He goes in motion. There's a snap. It's going to be Fisher off that right side. He's got a little gap there. Going to get about 3 on the carry out to the 42. Similar to what we saw a lot last week, Keith.
Yep. Yeah, and the Eagles have really, there were some doubts and some concerns the first couple weeks, but the Eagles have really come alive here in the past few weeks, and they've, really solid and sturdied up their run game.
So again, we've got looks like 6 down linemen here, maybe 6 down linemen, and then you got a tight end to the right, a couple of backs in front of Fisher, and he just goes right up the middle. That's a good carry, going to get him out to the 47. Going to call that a gain of 5. Bring up a 3rd and 2. Clearfield's probably going to counter this with maybe an extra backer and a little bit of a run blitz action.
Yeah.
This is where we're going to start looking at Cowan out of that tight end spot. That's where he was dangerous a couple weeks ago.
Well, you see teams that, they like to get in these 3rd and short situations and just pick up first downs like that. And the Eagles are certainly one of these teams where they're just going to run the ball and get those easy first downs.
Fisher slips a little bit, and he's going to be brought down short of the first down at the 48. What do you have here, Keith? You going for it?
Well, I think, getting in the mind of Jesse real quick, he's definitely going to go for this. Not quite 4th down, territory, but, we have an extended 4th down territory.
You're out near midfield. I mean, I think it's a good gamble. We're looking at about 1 yard and 6 inches here. Same formation. You've got Hosman out here to the left. He goes up the middle. He's got it. He's across the 50, down to the 49. That's a good pickup. Good sign. We're getting some surge in the middle of that offensive line.
Yeah, I didn't see quite who got there first. I think it was number 28 for Clearfield. That is Cash Deal.
Cash deal.
Deal, yeah.
Cash deal. That's a cash deal, man. What a great name.
Well, he got there. Had he not gotten there in time, that was would have been a house call, I think.
Yeah, he had a lot of room up the middle there. And that's
Yeah.
your safety making that tackle on basically a quarterback keeper. So, again, Hosman out to the right this time, but same formation, comes in motion. They haven't given it to him yet. Fisher goes off the left side. He's going to gain about a foot on that one, maybe. Not much on that play. But what did you notice when that play ended, Keith? How many Clearfield defenders were past 5 yards from the line of scrimmage?
Quite a few.
I think when you got everybody in tight like that, if you can hold those blocks, a little reverse action or even handing it off to Hosman might go for a big chunk.
Yeah.
Got to watch what the ends do here. Hosman split out left on this play. Same formation. Back up the middle. Gets hit pretty hard. He's going to get out to the 45 of Clearfield. Going to bring up a 3rd and 7 here.
Yeah, so now this is where you got to change up your package here, and it looks like they're going to.
Oh, that was Cunningham on that play. Sorry, Fisher checks back in here.
They're bringing back Fisher, so.
Yeah, and again, if you're Clearfield and you don't cover Cowan here, you may make a big mistake. They do have a safety over here shading him.
Yeah, they're giving him some.
Roll out to the right. Got some pressure. He throws it out there. Oh, boy, he was throwing it at Clark, but it hit him in the chest. He was more of a defender on that one than he was an offensive player. So it's going to bring up 4th and 7, and it looks like we're going to run the punt team on.
Yeah, they tried to bring some of those guys from the backside, and I actually like that play. You know, you're going to run a guy in front of the linebackers, catch their eye, and run a guy behind them. And, you know, if those linebackers aren't disciplined and they step up and they step out of their zone, you'll have a guy wide open, and hopefully he can make a guy miss or something and get the first down. But, you know, that time that play was blown up on the strong side of that play, the side the play was going to by one of the DNs for Clearfield.
Clearfield's got 10 guys within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage here, so we're looking over for a call, but I think this will just be a straight-up punt, probably down that right sideline. Good snap. And there it is, down that right sideline. Great bounce, maybe too good, into the end zone. Going to come out to the 20, so good punt, just a little too much roll. So with 7:47 left in the first, Clearfield will take over on their own 20. So we moved the ball a little bit on that series, Keith. I mean, you wanted to see it maybe cash in a little better than that, but you know, so far at least we've shown that we can play with their defensive line.
Well, it's always nice to score on your first drive, but really what the first drive is about establishing a baseline and you know, giving the defense something to chew on, and so that way later on in the game you can go back to those same looks and have different plays run out of those same motions and formations and things.
Well, Clearfield's got a spread offense look here. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. H-back set and fakes the handoff. They're looking to go deep here. He's under heavy pressure. Daneker was there, but now he's going to roll out. Iron can't make the tackle. He breaks a couple of tackles in there. It looks like he's going to get good yardage, out about 8 yards on that run. Nobody open. Give the defensive backfield credit.
Yeah, they were really had them locked down that time and that was a designed rollout that time. And again, nobody at home on the backside. He just managed to get 8 on that play.
Yeah, man-to-man coverage, and you're running deep routes. It's tough to pick up that quarterback when he scrambles. He didn't jump off sides. They're all pointing, but it looks like they're going to go hard count to keep some of that pressure off. Now here's your first run to Ryan. He breaks it to the outside. This is trouble. Oh, shoestring tackle by Fisher out there. He's trying to pump up the Clearfield crowd, but yeah, it gets out to about the 35.
And this is the time of year where that turf gets slick early. You know, you're playing, you're warming up, and it's dry, and it's, you know, it's nice and grippy. But right when the game starts, it you know, the dew starts coming down, and it gets real slick, real fast here.
Yeah, and one thing with that first play, Clearfield's got us a little bit on our heels in the defensive backfield. So I think that, you know, that there's a possibility that opens up the run a little bit.
Ace package for Clearfield. Another rollout.
Quarterback keeper here. Cunningham's trying to pen him in. That's a good block on the edge here, and he's down the sideline. This is a problem. Daneker's trying to run him down. He might catch him, but oh, there's a flag right here. Sideline warning on us, I think. He's going to take it in for the touchdown. No flags on the field other than this one right on the sideline. I think he's complaining about the block on this side. I honestly felt like it started in front and continued as he turned away from it. But
like, it was kind of hard to see what the flag was for, but we'll find out here in a second.
I think it was a sideline warning, I think, because it's on the white down here right in front of the Bald Eagle bench.
Well, I think he kind of just threw it up out of his pocket. Well, let's see here. Yeah.
Somebody needs to turn his microphone down. It's distorted because it's so loud. So that's not how you want to start out on defense. He got that edge a little too easy. Their receivers block very well for sure, and they're big receivers. So they're lining up to go for 2 here. I look for something similar, something to get out on the edge, maybe an option run.
Well, they're pretty light here in the middle, the Eagles are, so I wouldn't be surprised if we just see a zone handoff here.
Oh, he fumbles the snap, and Gardner gets there. A couple other guys join him, and they're going to bring him down at about the 3. So no good on the extra point. So that's going to make the score 6-0 Clearfield with 6:19 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a counter play there. He faked the pitch to the left side and was going to, essentially swinging around and going to hand it off to the back, going the other direction. And as he was faking the toss, he just lost the ball a little bit there. So it was a weird handoff, and they didn't get it off quite as quickly as they wanted to.
So this Clearfield running game early really is going to create some problems for us as far as what our defensive ends are going to do. Do you get upfield and try to seal those edges, or do you stay in the middle where Ryan's going to spend most of his time?
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I mean, the Eagles have been good at coming out and changing things up and adapting this season, so I'm sure it is early to make too many changes, but we'll see what they try to pull out here. Obviously, the early score from Clearfield, the Eagles are going to be looking to respond on this drive.
Yeah, might need to get something going here, try to keep Clearfield's offense off the field. So Ryan lines up at the 30 to send this one away. The run up and the kick. It's deep, going to come down to Cunningham at the 10. He's at the 20. He's got a little gap up the middle. He's at the 35. He gets hit hard out across the 35. He's down at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, I think he had a wrap up from above and a wrap up from below and a hit from above on that one. Table-topped.
He's no worse for wear, though. He's looks okay coming off the side here.
Just above 6 minutes left here in the first quarter.
All right, let's see. I mean, we've answered so many times this season. Let's see if we can manage it again here. All right, looks like Daniker and Clark in front of Fisher. Hosmond out here to the left. They're going to throw it out to Hosmond, see if he can break a tackle. He gets to the edge, and he's going to be slung down at about the 42-yard line.
And that was a nice little stutter step from Hosmond that time. Caught the ball, stutter step, froze the defender and managed to get outside and got a few yards on that.
Good sharp throw from Fisher there. That's one of the things we weren't sure about when we first saw him playing quarterback, but he can get it out to that sideline, and that's all the way out past the numbers there. So they're throwing footballs. Thought maybe we'd have a shot at one here, but Fisher up the middle again. He's got a little seam. We'll give him about 2 on that run. Out to the 44, maybe 3.
So again, Eagles in a 3rd and 2 situation here.
You say 4th down? I think our stadium announcer getting a little ahead of himself. Okay.
Well, if they're going to give a lot of cushion to Hosmond here, I wouldn't be against doing the same thing again, or maybe just faking it and doing an outside run.
I think you got 2 downs to make it from here, honestly. And Fisher goes up the middle. Not a lot there. He got out to the 45, but he's going to be a yard short.
Yeah, it's a little different when they're expecting it. And, you got all those linebackers.
Oh, I thought he was getting up slow, but he's okay.
So 4th and 1 now.
Fisher comes over to get the call here. Have not seen any of Nick McCauley here tonight.
They might try a little just inside run here, you think.
McCauley is on the sideline, but not the game plan necessarily right now. Six across the front for Clearfield. He's going to get the first down there. Fisher on the keep. Big Jake letting everybody know.
I think Jake Gardner might have been the only person standing up after that play was done.
He did his job, though, so they pick up 2 there on 4th and 1. Might need something to try to take the top off this defense here soon.
And that is a formation that the Eagles like. Just, get 2 blockers in front of you, go hard chart. This is the Killdozer formation from now on.
The Killdozer. I like that.
Yep.
Hosman split out left. Same formation, heavy up the middle. Fisher's going to plow forward. This is definitely the guy on the other side has him at the 49. This guy has him at the 50. Yeah, they're going to lean toward his spot, so it's gain of 3. I'll be honest, I have no idea. He disappears in there. He's the smallest guy in there.
And that, again, was number 28. Cash Deal coming off the edge, I believe.
Yeah, they've been moving him around. I mean, he was set up earlier as their safety. Now he's in more of an outside linebacker spot, but they've basically got a 6-4 here they're running.
Gonna bring a man in motion.
That's Hosman. He goes in motion now. Fisher, another little hole there, and he's off that right side for another gain of about 3. Going to bring up a 3rd and 4. Not the most exciting offense, but we have drained this clock down to 3 minutes in the first quarter.
Well, that's one of the strengths when you're run heavy like this is you get to control the tempo of the game, and ideally you do this when you're out in front of a score or two, but this is the way the Eagles like to run, and as long as you can eke a touchdown out of this, there's nothing wrong with that.
So Cunningham checks in at quarterback, and he's going to go up the middle. That's going to bring up about a 4th and 2 here as he gets out to the 45.
Yeah, I mean, earlier in the season we saw Grady Fisher check in at quarterback, and we said, oh, this is going to be run after run, and then they let him throw a couple, and now he's back there every play. So, you'd think you'd see Colin Cunningham go back there and say, oh, this is for sure going to be a run, but you never know.
But I like Colin Cunningham's speed in there against some of these defensive backs in a matchup, but right now that's not the game plan. So we got a 4th and 2 here. I'm gonna watch Cowan on this play because I got that feeling here at some point. There's the snap. Another run up the middle. He's got the first down. I mean, if it ain't broke,
don't fix it.
Again, this guy on this side has us marked a yard further along than the guy on the other side. So this time they're going to take his spot, put it down at the 42.
Well, we say it every week, but if you get 3 yards every play, you'll never lose,
and that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
This is the 9th play of this drive, and we're only at the plus 42. So, again, Hosman out there to the right, and he's going to take this little quick pass, go up the sideline. That's a better gain. Oh, and he gets pulled down out of bounds, but not too much force. Going to be a gain of about 7 on that play. That's a better first down play.
And I really like the way that Luke Hosman runs with the football. I mean, you see guys, and sometimes they can get a little too cute with the moves and trying to make cutbacks and things. Hosman only makes cutbacks and he only makes moves when he absolutely needs to. You saw last time he caught it, he made a little stutter step, froze the guy, and got up the side. Same play here, caught the ball on the short side of the field, but instead of trying to make a move, he just took off and tried to get as many yards as he could.
Yeah, it was pretty effective. Now they fake that little run. Now Fisher gets to the outside. He was trying to throw it to Hosman, but they weren't buying that out there on the edge.
Yeah, he'll get a yard on the play, it looks like.
It did look like Hosman broke free late, but it was a little too late. The pressure was in Fisher's face. So 3rd and 2 situation here.
Cunningham checking back into the game, and Fisher jogging off.
He's been taking some pretty solid punishment here so far, so probably good to give him a play or two on the sideline, get him some water. Again, Hosman split out right. Cunningham back here in the shotgun. Hosman comes in motion. Cunningham goes up the middle. He's got the first down and more. That's a burst. That's the speed I was talking about.
Well, I really like that play, and you think at some point during this game they're going to give Luke Hosman that little shovel pass going outside, especially when Cunningham's in there. They're really packing the box, and you see he has a full head of steam running across the field like that. I don't think there's anybody that's going to catch him if he does get that ball.
Cunningham comes off with a tiny little hint of a limp there, but flexing that left ankle.
He might have just got a little cramp there.
Yeah. So Fisher's back in. Hosman's split out left. Just another pretty much the same formation. 4 seconds left on the play clock, 2 on the quarter clock. So we're going to let this one tick down, and we're going to go to the second quarter here. Clearfield leads 6-0 at the end of 1, with Bald Eagle driving down at the Clearfield 29-yard line.
Yeah, and a great game so far. You know, we said this was going to be more of a grinded-out kind of game, and that's what it's turning out to be so far here in 1 quarter. Good time to thank the sponsors again. Thank you to all the sponsors that make us doing the streams possible, both for regular season and postseason games. If you'd like to become a sponsor, contact Douglas.Dyke at beasd.net. Again, that is Douglas.Dyke at Bravo Echo Alpha Sierra Delta.net.
Wasn't sure if you're going to remember them. That was good.
I'm pretty good with that.
A couple of out-of-town scores here. BG 7, Bellwood 0. Belfont leads PO 7-0, and Tyrone 14, Huntington 0.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, that's that Tyrone team struggling a little bit to figure out if they're good or not, for lack of a better term, kind of like we have at times this year. And that's a big game there. Huntington comes in undefeated, right?
Right.
Or did Huntington lose to BG? Maybe they lost to BG.
Huntington did lose to BG.
Yeah, that's right. 7-6, I think.
Well, Huntington's in that is in second place right now in the East. Tyrone second to last, so that'll be an interesting one if that one ends up.
Yeah, and
the way it
Tyrone's
is
in
right
that
now.
in that AAA group with only 5 teams, I think, in the district. So they're likely to make the playoff, but I don't think they want an opening round against Penn Cambria.
No.
All right. 1st and 10 at the 29 here. Fisher in the shotgun. Hosman split out left. Tight end each way. Daniker and Clark in front of him. Again up the middle. Runs into his own man as Clearfield kind of stacks it up there. I think he's going to get about a yard on that play. So we're at the 28-yard line. 2nd and 9 here. And this will be the 13th play of the drive. We've had a couple of long drives this year. This one could shape up to be the longest. Hosman's going to run out to the left there again. Big Gage Gardner gets over the ball here. Fisher in the shotgun again. Same formation the whole game so far. Hosman in motion. Fisher's trying to get this right edge, and he's got a gap. He's down inside the 25, down to the 21-yard line. That's a good pickup on 2nd and long there.
And, this is kind of turning into be, an old school type of offense. You could see guys in there punching at the ball, trying to get it loose. But, he's just trucking forward and making it happen. He's dozing forward, I guess you could say.
I think that brings up our 17th 3rd and 2 of the game. Not really, but feels like it. We're going to call it 3rd and a long one. Need to get just inside the 20 to pick up this first down. Same play. He's going to get the first down and more as he drives his legs and gets to the 15. That's where pulling at that ball hurts you.
Yeah.
He's still running his legs.
And that is a hard-nosed run, They don't make power backs anymore. But
we got one.
If there was one,
he's just 140 pounds.
Right. If there was one, he'd wear number 3.
So that puts the ball at the 16-yard line after that 5-yard gain. First and 10. The Eagles driving here, trying to answer that Clearfield score. Clearfield score was a lot faster. 3-play drive for Clearfield. We have got a timeout by Clearfield, I believe. Yep. All right, so Clearfield calls their first time out of the quarter. Of the half, sorry. The half. 9:56 remaining in the half.
A good one so far.
Yes, slow. A little slow. But
oh, you dropped it under the...
Yeah, I dropped my roster.
Papers, man.
I'll never be able to call out who's running the ball now for Clearfield.
So another note that if the Eagles do beat Clearfield tonight, they would pick up 160 points.
Yeah, that's
in
huge.
the AAC. That is huge. And just for comparison's sake, when we won against Penns Valley, we picked up 100. When we won against PO, we picked up 150, and when we won against Bellefonte, we picked up 140. So this could be the biggest points, pickup that we're going to have so far this season. And then, the next 2 weeks, that'll be, Bald Eagle will be heavily favored in those games. But
just got to keep winning.
Right.
Want to make the playoffs. So Hausman split out wide left again. 1st and 10, the Clearfield 16-yard line. Hausman motions and then comes back this way. He's going to crack back on a linebacker. One man to beat here. Oh, their inside backer came across. That's the big tailback there. Ryan made a great play coming from that middle linebacker spot to hold that to about a 2-yard gain when it looked like it was going to the house.
Yeah.
So 2nd and 8 at the 14.
Cunningham trotting back out there.
I think I'm telling Hausman next time, if you're going to crack back on that, don't get the defensive back, get that middle backer.
Yeah, and I think, if I was a line coach, I'd tell my guys, whoever's on the line, listen, if you're going to the next level, make sure you hit number 0 and hit him hard, hit him in the legs if you can.
So off that left side, keeps his feet, Cunningham does. He's down to about the 10. Are they going to mark him out? Maybe at the 11-yard line. So as we got down in the red zone here, started going outside a little bit. That's a gain of about 3. They're going to bring up a 3rd and 5. And you have to figure, well, with a 6-0 score, this might be field goal territory. But, I mean, in my mind, if you get 3 or 4 here, you're going for it on 4th down. Cunningham's still in the game at quarterback. Take that shotgun snap. He goes up the middle. He's only going to get about 2 down to the 9. And Big Jake Gardner is firing off the ball. Looks like we're running the field goal unit on.
Yep, and one of the things that's happening right now on defense is those guys on the end for Clearfield are crashing down. They're getting behind the line and just going straight, horizontal to try to get to him, try to wrap him up by the legs before he can get too many yards. And one of the things that might hurt is, as we get further and further down this game, you might see a tight end pop out on that formation. So it'll be something to watch.
10 on the play clock here as they line up for the field goal. Nagel is the holder. He takes the snap. The kick is up, and it looks good. It is good. That's going to make your score Clearfield 6, Bald Eagle 3 with 8:08 remaining in the second quarter.
And I'm not too mad about that. You chewed away so much clock and managed to come out of it with points. And in a game like this, you got to take points where you can.
Yeah.
So I like that decision.
Yeah, and you kept the ball out of Clearfield's hands, which is important, obviously. Need to get a stop here. They had a couple of chunk plays on that first drive, and obviously the one big play. Got to shut that down. Yep. Hopefully we've made some adjustments on defense here. Going to have to trust some of your offensive linemen to win their inside battles so your linebackers aren't tied up inside there.
Yeah, and I had a shirt when I was in high school from the football team.
Yeah.
And it was a weightlifting shirt, and it said, "Strength hurts, speed kills."
That's true.
And a good mention of that
is
earlier.
true.
But number 0, his speed is killing him right now, and you got to find a way to beat him up and slow him down.
Clearfield comes out with Colton Ryan and Cooper Broad, their big receiver, back deep. We have not kicked it deep much this year, and I don't think that's going to be changing anytime soon. I think we're probably looking over here at between number 5 and number 22 on this sideline, if I had to guess. Yep, pooches one down, lands at the 22. It is picked up by Ryan. He's trying to get to the outside. He's got a little room out there. He's out to the 40, and he's going to be brought down at the 42 or 47-yard line. I'm sorry. That is a good return.
And he almost broke containment that time, and they're just lucky that, Millward was able to get out there, and he did a great job, and he did his job to a T. When you're the kicker in that situation, your job is to essentially act as a safety. You're the last line of defense. You're the last guy, so do not get caught up in anything. Just stay up right above where that returner is, and he did a good job of slowing him down and turning him back into some other guys that were.
Yeah, you don't really want your kicker making tackles, but
right.
It's good that he can when he needs to. All right, 2 receivers left this time. Nobody out to the right. No receivers out to the right. Tight end over there. He's got that H-back off to his left, and then Ryan behind him.
2 high safeties here for the Eagles.
H-back rolls to the right there. Snap and hand off to Ryan. He's got good yardage out across midfield, down to the 48 of Bald Eagle, gain of 5.
Man, he hits the hole hard, man.
He runs a little straight up and down, but he's very fast. And he's a good size back. Last time we saw a back that had that look, it was at Penn Cambria, so that's always a concern. All right, tight end comes in motion right to left. 2 receivers left.
That is
going to be another handoff, and we have penetration in the backfield, but he cuts it back, and he is hard to bring down, but that is Nagel on the tackle down inside the 45, down to the 41 of Bald Eagle.
That's interesting. I got to go to the replay on that. So I just saw something here.
He made a cut in the hole there, kind of cut back to that far hash, and that play probably should have gone for a yard or 2, and it went for 7. So Clearfield with 1st and 10 here. Bald Eagle 41. We've got to find the secret sauce here at some point. Ooh, bad snap. Ryan's on, and he's still going to gain about 3 yards on what looked like it wasn't much. Going to be 2nd and 7 here.
While the Eagles were kind of getting it in 3 and 4 yard chunks, the Clearfield Bison are picking it up in 5 and 6 yard chunks.
Yeah, I think that's their first gain under 5 so far. So 2nd and 7. And we're really playing man coverage over here. You got Cunningham containing on this side, but now he runs back to that safety spot, and Ryan goes up the middle. He's got another good gain. Gonna get him close to a first down, but not quite. He's down to the 32, gain of 6.
And you can kind of see the big difference in the way that this D-line likes to play. Right now they're being asked to run stop when all these guys are really, really good pass rushers, and you can see the big difference in how they're going to play here. So just watch the D-line here for a second.
That is a big offensive line they're going against. Ryan goes off the right side, and he almost breaks that one, but he's going to get a first down 26-yard line, gain of 6.
When you're playing that run-stop style, you got to get your guy you got to win that first engagement, get your guy to stand up, and then shed him and go to the runner. These guys are just trying to keep them away, keep their hands away at all costs, and they're ended up in a gap, and they're ended up kind of getting displaced as the play develops.
Yeah, and Clearfield's got some big athletic offensive linemen for sure. Another shotgun formation here. And that's going to be a keeper off that right side. He's got the outside. He's brought down out there by, looks like Millward on the tackle, but that's a gain of about 6 on the play. Down inside the 20 at the 19. So Hauk Leitzel comes off, and Cowan goes in at that far end spot. Cowan and Daniker, oh, we got a timeout on the field here. Jesse wants to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't blame them. They're having trouble stopping the run right now. I mean, if they get 2 or 3 yards, that's okay, but you can't allow these big chunk plays up the middle like they're doing right now.
Yeah, and it's down to where it's only Clearfield's second drive of the game, and there's 4:33 left in the half.
And it's really hard to defend because you're asking a lot of your linebackers, and when you're going against a what number 0 is, Colton Ryan, is a college level talent for sure, no doubt. You could argue about what level of college level, but when you have a running back like that, what you need on the other side in the linebacker core is another college level talent. You need a guy who's able to cover sideline to sideline, who's able to stay, and who's able to read an offense and know instinctually where to go and what to do. And maybe that's just what the Eagles are lacking right here, is that college level mental play, I guess I should say, at the linebacker position.
Yeah, and I think Ryan's one of those backs where you can fill all the holes properly, and he might still break a tackle and go.
He'll still get 3 on you, yeah.
So there's the shotgun snap. Ryan up the middle again, and it's 4 yards before he's touched. He's going to gain about 7. He's down to the 13-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 6. So they're going to have 1st and 10 at the Bald Eagle 13-yard line. And I think they're just going to do the same thing here. Honestly, I don't see them changing it up much.
Yeah, there's no need for them to do anything different.
We may have to come out of this. We've got Hosband at safety over the top. We've got looks like 5 defensive backs in the game, and I'm not sure if that's going to work. Might need some more beef in the game here. Man goes in motion. Quarterback rolls out to that right side. Good penetration by Cunningham, I believe. And they still, we hemmed that one in pretty well, and they still get down to the 9, gain of 4.
So you see 61, big Jake Gardner checking in.
Yeah, and that might be the answer. Curry on that last tackle for Clearfield.
Well, he's been on IR for a while, so it'll be interesting to see how he comes out here his first game back.
Yeah, I think they're trying to monitor his snaps, but it's hard when they're running
right
up the middle on you. So a little more beef on the defensive line here. 2nd and 6, we're going to call it. They might have started a little early, but they're had a little linebacker penetration there. Who was that? Oh, that's Gage. I'm sorry. Gage Gardner with a little penetration, but they get down to the 6-yard line, gain of 3. And bring up 3rd and about 3.
I think we're going to see an immediate effect here with Jake Gardner on the field. He's the biggest D lineman that we have, and he's a great run stopper because he just soaks up so many blocks. You saw last time they double teamed him right there, which was pretty much the only reason he was pushed back at all.
Which is why Gage got in on that penetration too. This play is going up the middle again. That one's stuffed, but he bounces it to the outside. Oh boy, that is close to a first down. And it took 3 guys with pretty good hits. I think he's about a half a yard short here.
Yeah, and you get, again, as the play developed, they had the double on Jake, but it was more like a hit and go to the second level for that lineman. And number 0, Ryan, went to make a cutback and ran right into 61.
Do you sell out up the middle here? Looks like a sneak maybe. And there's a flag. That might be a formation problem.
Well,
let's see.
See if somebody was moving before
that would be a big
happened.
call.
Yeah.
Formation, or maybe they didn't get set, but the far line judge is the one that threw it.
Well, they're asking the Clearfield side, so I'd assume it's
something. So you think we were lined up offside?
It might be. Yeah, we were still moving before that.
It looked like they marked him real close to a first down there.
Well, we'll see what the call is here.
I don't know if they were asking Clearfield or explaining, because they're giving Jesse an explanation over here too.
Let's see.
I'm going to guess this is we lined up offside, but they're moving them back. Okay, that's a huge penalty. Okay, illegal motion, they said. So that's going to move the ball back to the, weirdly enough, the ball was at the 4, and now it's at the 10, so it's a 6-yard penalty apparently.
Yeah, I think
Not sure how. Yeah, they're checking that over there. I think they got the spot wrong. Yeah, it should be at the 9-yard line. Yeah. It's going to bring up a 4th and 6, and their offense stays on the field. I don't know if they're if their kicking game exists or not, but doesn't matter. They're gonna go for it here. Now they've got 3 receivers out there and only. So here's what I don't like. They have Ryan split out in the slot. And my guess is they're going to flare it out to him and see if our defensive backs can tackle him while they're being blocked.
Well, you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Iron flare out into coverage here maybe.
And maybe he'll flex out there on Ryan, but right now Ryan doesn't have anybody up in his face. So I think that's what you're going to see. Shotgun snap. Nope, Ryan runs right across the middle. We got good pressure there. Big Jake got held, so this is coming back. Big Jake was getting grabbed, so Clearfield's celebrating, but they can stop now. Big Jake with the penetration up the middle, got wrapped around the waist, and nice throw out there, but doesn't matter.
And I just want to say I did foretell the prophecy on that one. Iron did go back into coverage on that one, and it worked like a charm. They had that quick route over the middle, and that's exactly who he was looking for in a zone look.
So again, we marked this one off back to the 19-yard line.
Well, this is
so back-to-back penalties. We got 4th and 15 here.
And they're still going to go for it here.
Yeah, I don't think their kicking game is ready for a, 38-yarder or
well,
something.
you'd assume not if they didn't go for it last time. So, this time they're not going to go for it either. The Bald Eagle side is getting loud over here.
We need Daniker here. Here he comes off the edge. Oh, boy, good hit. Across the middle by Nate. Don't stand over him, son. Go back to your sideline. It was a great hit. You got a free shot on their big player and turn the ball over, go back to your huddle. Act like you've been there, right?
And I just want you to imagine at home, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, that you jumped in the air and then you got hit by a Mazda Miata. That was about what it felt like for him right there.
And as
going after that ball.
As Nagel puts on some size, these next couple of years, he's going to be a real force back there because he's got that instinct. And he puts that face mask right in your chest on those hits. So.
And again, Iron dropped back into coverage there and just did a fantastic job. Got a hand up and actually got a deflection that time.
So a minute 37 left in the half here. I don't think we're going to be too cute to start, but we do have 3 receivers, and that draws a timeout from Clearfield. So I think you can say we dodged a bullet there. They did score, and then it was called back. They had a first down at the 3, and that was called back. So a couple little mistakes, but so far they've more or less had their way on offense. So kind of lucky to get out of that. I don't want to say alive, but you know what I mean.
1:37 left here in the half. The studio is alive and kicking. They're feeding us data.
Nice.
No new scores quite yet.
Clearfield calls their second time out of the half, so they have 1 remaining. Bald Eagle has 2. I forgot that we used one on that series, but it was a good timeout because we called that when they had they had the first down inside the 20 and
we got reset and it was a good call.
Managed to make the stop. And that pumped the crowd up. Good student section here for homecoming night, obviously.
All in pink.
Yeah.
Of course. That's one thing I do miss about watching games on Sundays. No more pink, man. Bring back the pink.
Oh well, you're allowed to wear pink sitting in front of the TV.
I know, but I'm just saying, man. On Sundays we need the pink.
2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Cunningham comes in motion. Might be a sweep. No, we're going up the middle here. Fisher keeps it. He's going to lose a yard or 2, and I think you're going to see us slow play this to the half here.
It's going to be a loss of 1.
Yeah, and Fisher's limping off. There's a lot of big bodies in there, and he's taking some pretty serious hits. Big Jake going back in the game here.
So we're going to change a lot of guys
Daniker back
here.
in. As my friend from Tyrone says, Daniker should never leave the field.
And we got Cunningham out there.
Hosman split out left. We're back in that standard formation. I think you're going to see us run it up the middle here and, like I say, try to get it to the half. It's Cunningham up the middle. He's got a nice surge. He's still going. He's outside the 25. They're ripping at the ball. He's down now. He gained about 9 yards on that.
And
that clock is ticking.
And there's a reason that we call it the killdozer. It's that was exactly the kind of play that they can run, especially with Big 61 back.
And we actually don't have to snap it again here.
That might be one of the most exciting things so far in this game is seeing Jake Gardner check back in and immediately making an impact on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, when he's out there, he is the biggest lineman. When he's not out there, I think Clearfield has 2 or 3 bigger than our biggest. Yeah, we're going to take this to the half with 3 seconds left on the clock. So, folks, the score at halftime, Clearfield 6, Bald Eagle Area 3, and we will have the bands performing. We'll have the sound on for that, so enjoy.
Travel with us down the back roads as the Pride of the Valley Marching Band presents our field show, Highways and Harmonies. Selections include Sweet Home Alabama, Take Me Home Country Roads featuring our brass trio Isaac Polis, Henry Bacon, and Nick Linville, and The Devil Went Down to Georgia featuring our mallet trio Gideon Fry, Cody Geringer, and Miles Warner. The student commanding officer is Parker Shull. Feature twirler is Kaylee Bronson. Staff includes instructors Jesse Arnold, Matt Geringer, Jessica Siegel, Tori Siegel, and Greg Steimer. Hanford advisor is Leslie Pollard. Assistant director is Max Passong, and interim director is Mr. Darius DeReamer. Drum majors Abigail McCloskey, Onyx Davison, and Hattie Heverly. Are you ready to travel on the Highway of Harmonies? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the Pride of the Valley Pauldville Area Marching Band.
Way back. All right, ready?
Yep. Welcome back, everyone, to Wingate, Bald Eagle Area High School. Your halftime score here, pretty slow first half. Clearfield 6, Bald Eagle Area 3. Got about a minute to go here, and then Bald Eagle will kick off to Clearfield to start the second half. Trevor Kern and Keith Green here with you. Keith, not a lot of action in that first half. 2 drives for Clearfield, 3 for Bald Eagle, and 1 ending with the half.
Well, it's been kind of two opposite sides here. The Eagles have been moving the ball, moving it, very slowly. 3 yards in a cloud of black beads. And, Clearfield has just been getting big chunk plays and moving the ball quickly. So,
but had a little trouble finishing on their second drive. They only got 2 drives in the half.
Right.
Second drive stalled out because of penalties. At this point, I think we have to say that, the Clearfield game plan is definitely more explosive and is probably the better game plan right now. But the score is 6-3.
Right, and they understood that, they're not going to get that many chances in this game. The Eagles are a team that like to grind it out, and they understand that, and I think both teams have a comprehension of what each other are capable of. This Clearfield team is an explosive team, and on the Eagle side, they're obviously not going to give them too many, opportunities to really, go down the field and score on them. So
Yeah, so a couple of halftime scores here. Mount Union leads Juniata Valley 13-7. Tyrone leads 28-8 over Huntington. BG 14, Bellwood 0. Belfont 7-3 over PO, and Claysburg leads Glendale 32-0. I'm not sure if that's a referee testing out his whistle over there, but if it's not, we're going to have to remove somebody.
They're trying to get everybody out onto the field here.
Start the play clock. They'll get out on the field. All right, so Millward's going to line up to kick off. I don't think we're going to see him kick it deep, although this time number 0 is not on the field for Clearfield. That's interesting. He got hit pretty hard there at the end of the first half, but he came out on defense, I believe, so he is standing over on the sideline next to the coach.
Millward getting set to kick this one away in the second half of a dark overcast.
That's free. That's free. Got to get your face in there, man. You got to get your face in there.
Well, there's a flag down the field.
Is there?
Yeah, there's one down
on the 40
there.
We were apparently offsides, I'm guessing. I think Clearfield got on this.
They're motioning Clearfield ball, but again, that's a. We'll see if Clearfield wants to take the penalty here.
No, they're going to take the ball. I mean, that ball was free. And to be fair, I think
back him up and make him re-kick.
Why would you re-kick it? Did they not recover the ball?
They did, I believe. They motioned that it was their ball.
Well, then this is
interesting.
No offense to Clearfield coaching staff, but this is the dumbest call ever. If you had the ball to 49, the plus 49, I'm guessing Bald Eagle must have recovered that ball. It was there for the taking, for sure.
Yeah, it was kind of in between somebody's legs, and
I don't think you're going to see that same kickoff. I'm guessing this one's going to land just out over the 35-yard line or in that neighborhood.
We'll try this again. Side. So I was saying a dark overcast homecoming night here at Alumni Stadium.
Yeah,
Squibber.
That's heading for the sideline.
Out of bounds at
but
the 30.
That puts the ball at their 35 if they want to do that. I mean, why wouldn't you take this penalty? I mean, it's a valid question, right? They're talking about making them kick it again. If you didn't take it at the plus 49 after a penalty, why would you?
Out of bounds on the kicking team. The receiving team is elected a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, they are going to make them kick it again.
Yeah.
So I had penciled in my notebook that this drive was going to start at the plus 49. I have now scratched that out. I wrote 35 and scratched that out. So
just hold it. Just hold on.
Yeah, I'm just going to draw a line through this, and we're going to start over on the next line. Now the irony here would be fumbled kickoff.
Oh wow, man.
I can hope. They do, again, they don't have They don't have Ryan on the field here to receive this kickoff, which I'd have him on the field for everything if I could, but.
See how.
All right, Millward lines up from the 30 now after 2 straight penalties.
How big is your leg, Millward?
That's pretty good. He kicks that one very deep. It comes down at the 17, up the middle on the return, and he's going to be hit hard and down at the 37. Like Sam Clark. Yep, Sam Clark on that tackle. They're going to put him at the 38-yard line. So after all that, they really
slightly better than the 35.
Well, they kind of lost 13 yards from the plus 49, so I'll have to get a ruling on that at some point. Curious. A little bit different formation for Clearfield here, as they started with twins one side and one receiver the other side in the last series. Now they're in kind of tight. See if they try to throw out of this, or well, that's going to be a sprint draw to or sweep there to the. Oh, there's a flag. You got a lineman way downfield blocking after the whistle, and number 50's down into the safety.
Yeah.
And I think this might be a discipline problem again, but we'll see who it's on. I did not see it because it was literally 14 yards downfield.
Yeah, that was way after the play.
As it was, Cunningham came up and kind of got him by the shoestrings and knocked him down for about a 3-yard gain. So that's going to be after the play.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 50.
Yeah, and that's one of those problems when you're a guy who's 250 and you're downfield blocking Hosband, who's 160. They're not going to let you go past the whistle. It's pretty simple. Okay, so Clearfield's going to have a second down, and they're going to call it about 22.
And this is
22, yeah.
This is a golden opportunity for the Eagles here. They got second and forever, and if you're the Eagles, they've been moving in chunks this entire game. You stop a run maybe once here, and you got to make them throw on third.
They may throw it here. Got that formation. He's going to roll out left, swing it back to this side. We got to tackle well here. Cunningham gets to his feet, but Nagel comes over and makes a hard tackle. They do gain most of the penalty yardage back. They are out to the 37-yard line. Gain of 11.
So a little change in personnel here.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 11.
Yes, they're going to try to throw here probably.
Our scoreboard has second down, but it is 3rd down and 11 here.
You still can't run. You still can't rule out a run with Ryan, big number 0 on the field here.
Yeah, or even a wheel route to the tailback. I would watch him out in the flat. This could be a little screen of some sort.
Be
there it
up.
is. And Gardner and Daneker are all over him, but he's going to get outside the pocket, and he's got some room here. Oh, and we miss him. He breaks 2 or 3 tackles. Finally, Johnson and Iron bring him down, but that's a big gain to our 45. That's going to be 18 on the gain on 3rd and 11. He is dangerous when he starts to run. He's got great balance and good speed. So,
yeah, I mean you gotta keep him hemmed in, and that should have been the assignment of the lineman there.
Yeah, they were so focused on that pass rush. I think he got outside contained.
They're going to throw. They're going to go an empty form, like an empty set more or less. If you're the lineman, you're thinking, it's 3 on 5. We got to contain the quarterback here.
They're running that play that they scored a touchdown on. Cunningham was getting grabbed there, and they didn't call it. And he gets outside contain again. And coach is livid. He wants to have a talk with this official on this side. I don't know if it was holding or not, but.
Yeah, I mean, Cunningham's been making the right reads. He's been there. He's been there. He's trying to shed his block and get to a guy, but it's tough. He's the only guy that's in position on these plays.
Jesse's making sure he's watching for it. He's telling him that Cunningham's getting held on that play every time, which is probably the best thing he can do. He didn't yell. He was calm about it. He just went and explained it. So we got Ryan up the middle. Big Jake Gardner finishes him off there at the 32, or 28, sorry. Gain of 3.
And a bald eagle is down on the ground right now.
That is Daniker down on the field.
Down on the ground. He's holding that left leg.
It looks like he grabbed like up above the knee there, like thigh. Maybe he got a helmet on that or something. He was rolling around a little bit. They're flexing that toe to see if it's a cramp, I think, but yeah, the defense had a great opportunity there on 3rd and 11 and just, I don't know, you almost want to play zone there just to make sure that there's eyes on the quarterback the whole time, but zone's tough in high school.
Well, again, you're rushing 3. You're probably not going to get home. I'm saying if you're not the center guy, if you're not getting home, you got to keep contained on the outside with that quarterback. He cannot be allowed to break that run like that. Daniker is going to come off the field under his own power there. So probably just a cramp. Yep.
I think so. Yep. They're going to stretch him out here. That's good. That's good. Maybe he was reaching for that calf. And
that break was brought to you by our Eagle Aid moment of the game.
Mustard and pickle juice.
Yep.
See, you're buying the idea now. We got 2nd and 6 here. The Bald Eagle 27. Man in motion's going to get that handoff. There's a hold.
That's a big hold. Wow.
Yes, there's the flag. Yeah,
Huge
that was Johnson, and his jersey got grabbed, and he got pulled back.
Yeah,
so
you can see that from a mile away.
Clearfield sideline's not even complaining. They knew on that one. That one was pretty obvious. That one is coming all the way back.
Yeah, they had that pretty well hemmed in.
Yeah, when you hold the last guy on contain, it gets pretty tough.
Yeah, and the biggest telltale is that momentum. And you can see this on, a lot of games, whether you're watching on Saturday or Sunday, when you got that last guy, he looks like he has that momentum to get there in time, and he just kind of slows up.
His lower body keeps going, but his upper body stays. Yeah.
Yep, and that's exactly what happened on that play. So now they're going to be backed up again. Again, Eagles, you got to take
a great opportunity here.
Right, and this is a moment for experienced guys to come through and lead their team.
Looks like that quarterback run out to the left side here again. They're just trying to get numbers on the edge, and he's going to break to the outside. Good job by Johnson and Cunningham there. But, we're cheering, but he still gets about 7 yards, 8 yards.
Well, I mean, again, just so many bodies on that side.
So they're going to mark that at the 31. So give them 6 on the play. They're almost certainly in 4-down territory here. So it's a 3rd and 10, but gotta limit the damage here.
Empty set. Again, if you're on the line, you got to be telling, or if you're the linebacker, you got to be telling your guys, hey, contain the quarterback.
Yeah, right now there's only 2 of those. Well, maybe 1, maybe just iron at linebacker. He rolls out to this right side. He flares it out. Ryan's a problem out here on the edge. These defensive backs are having all kinds of trouble tackling him. I mean, he just dragged 3 guys. What is that? Did he just?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what that motion was, but I mean, I didn't love the standing over him at the end of the half, and I didn't love that. So I think in high school you got to get control over that if you're an official. So they're down at the 10-yard line. They're going to have a 1st and goal here. Gain of 21 on that little flare pass.
1st and goal for Clearfield at the Eagle 10.
And it's an emotional game, but you got to control that to an extent. There's there's a fake sweep. Quarterback with a stiff arm, and he runs right into Nagel. And it takes about 3 of them to put him on the ground, but I think he thought he was going to run through Nagel, and it didn't really work out that way.
There's another Eagle down on the ground.
Big Jake down on the ground here. I think we have a loss of 1 on that last play.
Man, these injuries just kill you.
Yeah, and it's a cramp again. I mean, we had this on week 1. Colin Cunningham missed a lot of time in week 1 because of cramps, and
I mean, at this point, it's a team-wide issue. I'm giving my guys a gallon of water, and if you don't drink it by the end of the day, you're gonna run extra next week in practice.
Yeah, maybe on
you
Thursday.
Gotta do something. Yeah.
Drink a gallon on Thursday.
Well, on Friday, I want you to drink a gallon.
Big number 76 checked into the game there, but then he checked back out. That's Masulo.
I mean, at this point, it's getting a little much, I think, at this point. It's,
Yeah.
You know, you're an athlete. You know what you need to do to take care of your body. This is just
yeah, and
problem.
we've had some warm weather. I mean, granted, and, some humid weather, but tonight's not the night. Tonight's very pleasant.
You expect cramps, week 1, week 2, and then maybe once you get into, some late, maybe playoff games when it gets real cold. But
now, to be fair, Big Jake has been out for 3 weeks. So.
Fair.
Not too super unexpected here, but he does walk off under his own power. So.
And I don't mean to be too critical, but, I mean, it's getting
Yeah.
to a point now where it's becoming a team-wide issue that you have to address.
Okay, Clearfield comes out, one receiver right, tight end in the slot, both sides. Boy, that looks like he's jumping the gun on that every play. He's going to get to the outside again. Daneker's on him, and he's going to bring him down, but still he gets down to the inside the 5 to almost the 4-yard line. I mean, he's dragging big tacklers with him at this point. Where are they going to mark it? Right at the 5? Nope, at the 4. So that's a gain of 7.
Hard to get a hold of him, man. He's just fast.
And I'm not going to lie. I think I'd run that same type of an option look if I'm Clearfield.
Let's see how much they trust number 2 out here, Elijah Glenn.
How many passes has Clearfield thrown? Because I think it was 0 in the first half, right? They threw
Yeah.
1 on this drive. I don't think they trust anybody. They're just going to run it. This is going to be Ryan up the middle. He's sprinting out to the right side, and he slips down at about the 2. We're going to have 4th and goal at the 2. Tyrone leads Huntington 35-7 midway through the third quarter. That's a scoreline that wasn't on my bingo card tonight. So we're going to have 4th and goal at the 3-yard line here. So again, I think you're going to see them have some kind of option for the quarterback to run here. Ryan to the left. And they're going to run that up the middle, and he's stopped. Listen, Big Gage Gardner has had enough.
Yep.
Whenever he faked the handoff, he misread it because Gage was right in his face. But now you have a long field for Bald Eagle, and that's a loss of 2 on the play.
Well, that was just that happened to be a circumstance where 2 guys ended up breaking and shedding their blockers at the same play. You had that guy who was the read guy on the outside, and then Jake Gardner just in the middle. We mentioned him before, just soaks up blocks, and that time they only had 1 guy on him, which is not enough.
So we're back in a similar formation here. Hosman one-on-one out here, but it's going to be Fisher off this left side, just trying to get some breathing room. And he gets out to about the 7-yard line, gain of 2.
And again, if you're Clearfield, after all those crazy, big chunk plays, no points to gain from it. I mean,
yeah, this is 5:20 left in the third quarter here. This is one of the slower games I've seen in my career. I mean, this is literally, including the BEA drive that ended the half, this is only the 7th drive of the entire game. Our Penn Cambria game had 8 in the first quarter. Similar formation here. Hosman in motion. Oh, he's looking to pass. He's got Hosman. Oh, Hosman's locked up there. I don't know. Handsy, but they're going to let that go.
Yeah, I don't hate the attempt there. I mean, you're going to get your guy out to because Hosman's been lined up on the short side of the field. You're going to give him to the wide side of the field and give him some space to go get to the sideline. And it was not a bad throw. He was a little bit long, but again, had that not been so far, it could have maybe drawn a flag, but I'm not confident in saying that.
I might like to see Colin Cunningham on that same route. Just a little bit more speed maybe, although I don't know. I'm not at practice. Maybe he doesn't have more speed. Hosman is quick. And there's another runoff tackle here, and that's not going to get him the first down. Gets him out to about the 9. And that is going to bring up a punting situation here.
Number 3, Brady Fisher on the keeper.
Big Gage is coming off. He is not happy. So 4th and 6, 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Grady Fisher is back in punt formation here in his own end zone.
Who they got back to receive this, their main guy, Ryan.
Yeah, and if we kick it to him, that's our mistake. Oh, boy.
That is
you know how you,
booming
you know how
punt.
you fight that off? Take another weird bounce. Take another weird bounce because he's going to pick it up. Now we got him hemmed in. Just got, oh, what a great tackle. Did he flip the field there? Who was that? 48, is that Clark? Yeah, Clark on the tackle.
What a punt. That punt
46,
landed. That
48.
punt landed at the 30,
That was
the 31-yard line, I believe.
So we had it at our own 9. So you want to do a little quick math for me? I mean, it would have been a good punt to get at the midfield. And instead, Clearfield takes over at their own 15-yard line.
And, you know, we've said it weeks before, but he has a really, really good punt. And, you know, when we said he's a little bit inconsistent with it, but when he gets a hold of it, he really gets a hold of it. And that was that case there.
That spiral
Just
turned over. That was beautiful.
Booming punt, had a perfect spiral on it. Wow. I mean, that's a college punt.
That is a 76-yard punt is what that is. That's better than college punts. All right, so Clearfield takes over at their own 15. 2 receivers right, hand off to Ryan, and we're starting to get a little feel, and those runs are starting to be 2 yards instead of 6 yards. So he's going to get it out to about the 17.
Ball carrier is 0. Colt Ryan.
They mark it almost the 18-yard line, so gain of 3.
Well, Ryan's been really carrying the heavy load here so far this game. So I'm wondering if he's starting to maybe slow down a little bit. I wouldn't suspect him to until maybe the fourth quarter. I mean, you got to think he's been doing this week after week after week now.
And they did try to give him a little break there at the beginning of this half. Didn't send him out on the kick return team. Gave him a little break. So maybe that's been an issue. I don't know. They're trying to outflank us on this side over here. But it's Ryan up the middle, and Jake Gardner makes first contact, and then a swarm of Eagles. Daniker, Nagel. Jake gets up holding the shaking his right hand, but I think he's okay. That's going to hold him to about a 1-yard gain there and bring up a 3rd and 6 for Clearfield.
Eagles managing to stop the run that time, but you still can't rule out the run here.
We've got to spy him, the quarterback, with somebody. We've got to have eyes on him. And he can throw it. I mean, we've seen him throw it, so they have a dangerous combination here. He sprints out to the right. He's looking to throw, and it's incomplete. It was dropped. I will say he heard the footsteps. Hausman was right on him.
Well, I think he was also worried about running and who was going to come up and try to hit him, I think, there too. Because I don't think, you know, when those kind of plays start, you can start to lose track of who is where and who's doing what. I don't think he quite got a grasp on if it was man or if it was zone. If it was zone, he'd have had a hard hit there, and I think that might have been what he was worried about on that play.
So they're going to come out in punt formation here. I think we're going to play it safe. We've got 10 guys within 7 or 8 yards of the ball here. Oh, they're going to send Fisher back to mid depth. Cunningham's back deep to receive this. Oh, that's a terrible punt. That takes a sideways bounce and was out of bounds at the 38-yard line. I'm not sure what that was, but
yeah,
again, you know, just got to be careful.
Ball out of bounds at the Bison.
Didn't quite get a hold of that one.
Yeah, so that's a 19-yard punt. So you gain 50 yards of field position, 50-plus between those 2 punts.
And we talk about golden opportunities again. It's just you got really good field position here. If you're the Eagles, you really want to make something happen here. And I think you know, maybe pull at least one of the, you know, cards you have up your sleeve out here.
Yeah, now here's a different formation. You've got Johnson and Millward out left, Johnson in the slot. And then who's on the right side there?
I don't think I have any safety help over the top. You might have
they're anticipating that run again.
Ryan.
It's a different formation. They're going to swing it out to Clark. He keeps his feet, and he's going to get about 3, maybe 2. Clearfield coach was upset down there. He's backpedaling away from the official and yelling at him at the same time. So, old trick, create space so you don't feel threatening.
Right.
But he's not happy about something.
And what that was right there, and what Clearfield has kind of been in for a lot of tonight has been a cover 0 look, 0 safety help over the top. They've just been solely dedicated to the run.
Cunningham in the slot. This is what I was looking for. Are they going to go one-on-one with Cunningham? He goes in motion. It is a man coverage. And it's a reverse. He's got a little bit of room if he can outrun. No, Ryan's fast. Cunningham does get to the corner, though. It's down. That's fine. Oh, can't get in his face. What are we doing? I mean, they're letting a lot of stuff go right now. They need to turn the temperature down, and if that means there needs to be a flag, then there needs to be a flag. But
well, we don't want to see any of that, but
yeah, we're down to the 32 there. That's a gain of 4. I like that we tested that edge a little bit. Keep them honest out there.
These guys are competitors for sure.
Ryan is fast. Cunningham did break his tackle to get a couple extra yards there. 3rd and 4. I think you might see a little vanilla here. Might be a little bit of Fisher up the middle.
This is the killdozer formation for the Eagles here.
A lot of text messages rolling in.
Yeah, we got a lot of updates from the studio. We'll have to get to those when we get a chance.
Oh, he fakes it. He's got Cowan out there. Oh, good
that's
defense. That was
surely
good
a
defense.
flag.
Oh, boy,
Yep, there it is.
He was right in his face. So they do call the pass interference there. He was face guarding. I don't know if that's illegal in high school, if I'm being honest.
Well, you can see he tugged at the right arm as he was going up to grab that. And so that's, not allowing the receiver to try to go up and get that ball. That is pass interference that time.
And I've been waiting for that play the whole game, and they actually covered it pretty well.
And we mentioned it earlier, they're playing all these guys up, and they're, I wouldn't be surprised if a tight end slipped out of there, and sure enough, right then. But they had it covered up, but a little too covered up that time. Jake Gardner trying to get the crowd fired up after that one. Eagles 1st and 10 on the Bison 18-yard line.
Staying tight here on their defense. 10 guys in the box. Fisher gets outside. He gets down to about the 14, gain of 3.
And I like the counter plays out of this, and because it really, really works. These linebackers are filling quick, and when they don't fill, you're allowing that Eagles offense to just use the sheer amount of bodies that they have to just drive straight through you. So they have to fill these gaps quickly, and when that happens, when you're running these counter plays, it can really, really hurt you because you leave a part of the field wide open.
If they play off of Hosband here, you might see another one of those little flare passes. Because if he breaks one tackle, he can go. Hosband in motion. Fisher up the middle, a little bit better, a little bit more room on that play.
And exactly what I said before, you can see what happened there. The Eagles getting a good little chunky yardage there because those linebackers are now trying to stay home. They're trying to read and react, and whenever you get froze like that, you're just not as effective.
They mark him down at the 11, and we're going to take this thing to the 3rd quarter. I mean, this has been a very slow-moving game to this point. With 6 ticks left on the clock here.
Both teams still have all their timeouts, and that'll bring out the end of the 3rd quarter. A good chance to thank our sponsors. Thank you to all the sponsors of the Eagle Ambassadors YouTube channel, bringing us all the content for both regular season and postseason matches and games. And if you'd like to become a sponsor, contact douglas.dyke@beasd.net. Again, that is douglas.dyke@beasd.net to become a sponsor. And let's go to the studio here for a little bit of an update, man. We've been getting
Central and Penns Valley 6-6. BG now leads Bellwood 14-7. Tyrone's still up 35-7 over Huntingdon. Mount Union 13-7 over Juniata Valley. And Hollidaysburg leads Jersey Shore 31-7.
Wow.
Coach Gravish having a down year out there.
And Claysburg 32, Glendale 0.
And our score here is 6-3 Clearfield with the Eagles driving. We use the word slugfest to describe hard-hitting games, but I think this is actually the definition.
Yeah, we thought it would be low scoring. We didn't think it would be this low scoring. I mean, again, the Eagles are within striking distance now, although it is third down, and they still got, a little bit to go here. I wouldn't be surprised, if they maybe try to I don't know. It's a little too long to go for an end zone shot right now. You could try to catch them off guard and do that, but at the high school level, I'd like to see them just get the first down and then maybe take a shot at the end zone.
And I think that's what you're going to see. I think this is probably 4-down territory, even though we're in field goal range. I don't think you want to go 6-6 here if you have a chance, if you have an opportunity. Fisher in the shotgun, takes a snap, he goes up the middle. There's not a lot of space there. He is down to the 10.
Probably a yard on the play. So I'll bring up fourth down.
About 3.
They're going to trot Millward onto the field, so they're going to try to tie this up right now. So we just mentioned. I was about to mention that a touchdown would give them the lead here, even without the PAT. But Millward going to try to tie this one up here at 6-6. Man, this is a freaking.
I didn't think that the play of the game was going to be the stop on the 2-point conversion.
Whew.
Juniata Valley has taken the lead 14-13 over Mount Union. That's an important game.
And, well, you hear that there's 3 teams. There's offense, there's defense, and there's special teams. And each one means exactly the same amount to a football team here. And we're going to see this on full display right now. Special teams making the difference. Kick is up.
Looks good.
And it is good.
Wow.
The score is tied 6-6. Jesse's fired up. We're fired up.
That's 11:01 to go in this game, and we are deadlocked at 6. Oops. Sorry, folks, we had the sponsors on the screen. Thank you, Coach Warner. And Coach Dyke. You'll have to trust us. That field goal looked really good.
Tied up 6-6 with 11 minutes left here in the fourth.
A little bit of life on the Bald Eagle sideline here.
Well, I mean,
players pretty excited.
And a couple big plays really just got him going. I think that, there was a big stiff arm there from Cunningham on their number 0, Colton Ryan, and I think that's what the little skirmish down there was about, because I think, Ryan, especially at the beginning of the game, was very, very animated.
Yeah.
And I think that was a little bit of a response. And, Cunningham being one of the leaders of this team, obviously he has an older brother that's at Lock Haven, doing what he does, and plenty of, college talent that have come back in the summer to help these guys out. And when you're at that level, the competition is fierce. And I think that's kind of they were kind of missing that at the beginning of the season, but now this team is fully in there. Little call from the boss man, I guess.
Call from the boss man.
Squibber again.
Ryan's going to pick it up. Oh, no, that's not Ryan. That's 28. Don't know his number. If he gets to the outside, he could be dangerous. He's got some speed. He is out past midfield, and he has run out of bounds there. I think he's inside Bald Eagle territory. I can't tell where they're spotting. Down to the Bald Eagle 45, it looks like.
Again, these guys are fast. This is a fast team. If you're on special teams, you got to make sure that you're staying a little bit wider than you think you need to.
Yeah, that's that cash deal, the return there. More sponsors.
Yeah.
Okay, so Clearfield takes over in plus territory, 10:50 remaining in the game. As I get my headset back in and adjusted here. They're in that same formation, one receiver. They're going to run the sweep this way to the big wide receiver, number 12, Cooper Broad. He's going to get about 5, down to the 40.
Again, you're just trusting your guys on the outside that they can make these plays.
You're going to mark them at the 41 for a gain of 4 there. So 2nd and 6. Couple of Clearfield kids are limping around a little bit. I mean, it's been a hard-hitting game.
Yeah,
I get it.
I think everybody's been limping around quite a bit here in this one.
And Clearfield's been very patient to this point, but you got to think at some point they're going to try to take the top off this defense.
And I like what the Eagles have been doing on defense here. They're lining up in a 3 front, it would seem, here on defense. You can see it here. Ooh,
oh, what a great penetration by Hosman. He didn't make the tackle, but he did get in on Ryan's feet there.
Yep.
Going to gain about 3. Going to bring up a 3rd and 3. So basically at this point, we're kind of blitzing safeties and things to stop that run.
Yeah.
And you worry about the misdirection here. You know, if they run a reverse or something, you don't have people back to stop it. So we're putting a lot of faith in defensive backs here, and they've done a good job to this point.
Well, what they're doing is the Eagles are running a 3 front here, and they're flexing down those outside linebackers. So it's, you know, almost like a 5 front, but it's more of a 3 front to stop those interior runs. And hopefully that those outside linebackers can keep containment. And a lot of times they've been running away from Colin Cunningham here. They're going to run it up the middle.
Oh,
and he's going to be stopped early.
That Gage Gardner. Gage was getting blocked from behind there, got rolled up on. He is injured, but that's going to be a loss of a yard.
And he's hurting.
And
he's going to be up.
They didn't stop the game for him. Let's see. Yeah, they are stopping the game for him. And if they do, I think he needs to come out anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going to spot it at just inside the 39-yard line. Gage has been pretty much racking up the tackles for loss, but you know it's tough when you're making a tackle and you're still getting blocked, and it's kind of a pile up there. Referee's raising the roof down there, trying to get him to reset the play clock. So 8:55 left in this contest. Clearfield did not look like they were bringing their punt team on, and this will be the biggest play of the game if they don't. So
they've
getting helped off here.
They've been getting chunk plays here, so I wouldn't doubt them for thinking that, hey, we can get this 4 yards. But if that last play was anything to go by, the Eagles are definitely still capable of those big plays on defense.
Let's see what they've got here. It looks like the regular offense on the field. Jake Gardner's going to take over for Gage. We're going to have 3 down linemen here on 4th and 4. I would not anticipate this necessarily being a pass. Say everybody should tackle number 0. They're going to roll this out to the right, aren't they? We've got penetration. They stopped him short.
Down.
They stopped him
They're
short.
They're going to mark him a yard short of the first down.
He needed the 35. He got the 36. Not enough, and Bald Eagle takes over on downs in the biggest play of the game to this point. I didn't see who was on that tackle, but we were swarming to the ball.
And I will tell you, this side of the field is alive right now.
Yes, it is.
The student section is going crazy.
Do we have a big play in us here? That would be nice to see. Fisher trots back onto the field with Hosmond. Looks like we're going to be back in that, what are we calling this again?
The Killdozer formation.
The Killdozer.
And who they got out here on Hosmond?
Number 1. It's same that's been on him the whole game, but this time Fisher makes a cut back to the inside, rolls forward, keep that ball tucked in tight, son. He's going to gain, we're going to give him a yard here, out to the 40 or 37. Sorry.
Yeah, they got number 1 Xavier Curry out here playing cornerback.
Yeah, I'd like to see us, check out his tackling ability. We're going to have one-on-one the whole game pretty much.
Well, I mean, they have 0 safety help over the top.
Boy, we are super tight on this play. Got Hosman split out left and everybody else in tight again. Trying to get to this edge. Fisher gets, ball. And that's a problem. See, in the last play, he held it out there trying for the extra yard. I don't know what that was, but got a flag at the end of the play here. It is Clearfield's ball.
Number 3, Grady Fisher.
I'm going to guess this is something extra after the whistle.
There is a flag on the play. Stumble, recovered by Clearfield. After the play, dead ball foul.
Yep. That's
Bowling Warriors, number 64.
so that's problematic because that is a fumble recovered at the Bald Eagle or at the Bald Eagle 46, and this penalty is going to take it down, maybe the 47, I don't know, but they're going to take it down to about the 32. Again, it's one of those things. You got to keep your composure, and 33 is going out of the game here, which makes sense. He's been limping for a while, so Clearfield comes back out on offense. We got Ryan in the backfield. And he is behind Curry. Well, their whole line just looks like it's moving early, doesn't it? He's brought down at the 29, gain of 3 for Ryan.
That was number 51, Daniker, on the tackle there. He's been a crucial part of this defense, and he gets fired up after he makes good plays like that.
Clearfield's going fast here, and I don't know if that's recommended with 7:12 left in the game. I mean, you want to milk this clock down. Bald Eagles' offense has not been fast and furious here, so.
They're just under 20 seconds now on the play clock.
Let me give him a gain of 4 on that last play. He drops back to pass here. Oh, that was in and out of the hands of Johnson.
And
I think
man,
he kind of tripped, and when he came up, the ball was on his face mask. And
yeah, what happened there, he was in great coverage right in front of the receiver. He slips, loses his balance, and as he's coming back up, the ball is about 5 yards from him.
Right there.
And it was on its way, and he almost had a pick there. I mean, that would have been a
that's a game changer.
Yeah,
and a little bit of room to run too.
Well, I'm just lucky, it hit off his helmet instead of just his hands. That would have been a little tip drill there, I think, had that happened. And Clearfield empty set again.
Yeah, 5 receivers in this route. And again, the guy I worry about here is Ryan. He's kind of out there by himself. They're telling Nagel he's got to attack him.
The crowd is getting loud here.
They're going to roll it out.
Rolling out.
Ryan is open. Oh, they throw it to number 2 instead across the middle. He's got a big gain down inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. Number 2 is Elijah Glunt. I think Clearfield used the fact that we were worried about Ryan on that play and ran a guy in behind him there. They're going to mark that at the 8.
We were in zone that time. He just sat down and found the gap in the zone scheme there. And
bringing some beef in on the defensive line. Run one of the defensive backs off.
Getting multiple texts in here from the studio.
Oh, boy, and that's great penetration. Colin Cunningham with another TFL back at the 14-yard line. Loss of 6. And Ryan's frustrated here, and I understand. I mean, they were running well with him north and south, and they just went away from it.
So that's going to back them the whole way up to the 14-yard line.
So Hollidaysburg leads 45-7 over Jersey Shore. Penns Valley 25, Central 14. Tyrone 35, Huntington 21, and Claysburg leads Glendale 32-14. BG and Bellwood are tied at 14. And Bellefonte over PO 14-3. Worthy takes the handoff. He's going to hand it off on that jet sweep. Trying to get to the outside, and not much there. Oh boy, Gage Gardner brings him down hard. Wow, little friendly fire on Nagel, but he pops right up.
I think he got landed on by about 3 Eagles that time. So
yeah, no gain on that play. I mean,
and I didn't see who exactly was on the edge that time, but whoever that outside linebacker was over there, fantastic job. Held up his guy, kept his arms, straightened out and kept his guy in control. Shedded him when he needed to and was right there. Made him cut back into a host of Eagles that time.
That's probably Caleb Iron out there. So now they got 5 wides. They got 3rd and goal at the 14. Quarterback rolls out left. Daniker getting held bad. Guy open and he get back of the end zone, and he's got it for a touchdown.
Not sure how you can't call that.
Yeah, Daniker's jersey was coming off.
Yeah, I mean, every referee has a section of the field that they need to cover. And
that's right in front of the back judge.
Yeah, I mean.
But Clearfield punches it in here from 14 yards out to make this score 12-6 with the extra point pending. And I'm guessing they're going for 2, but yeah, it looks like it.
And
we're going to run the beef package back on here.
I hate being, tough on the referees or, complaining
Yeah,
about
that's
referees.
an important
but
play, though.
Yeah.
Nice throw by the quarterback. Ball's out, and that's going to be no good on the extra point. So now we're down to cases. 12-6 Clearfield, 4:42 remaining. We're going to get the ball back here, and you need to put a drive together, and it's got to result in one thing and one thing only.
Well, we talked about this before. The Eagles have been chewing up the clock. There's a good chance that if the Eagles can keep a hold of this ball, that Clearfield offense will not see the field again.
Yeah.
And, again, you're going for 2 to try to make it an even 14. I understand it, but
I don't think they've got a kicking game.
Well, you'd think, right? I mean, they've been down in the red zone a couple times. You think if you had a somewhat reliable kicker, you'd at least allow him to get a PAT or something. But, now the Eagles have a chance to go down the field. If they can get it in the end zone, which they haven't been able to do yet tonight.
Right.
If they can get it into the end zone, they can kick a field goal and win this game with a kicker who's been very reliable.
Yes, absolutely. And, the weird part is before the game started, Clearfield was practicing extra points, and everything looked good. So I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm not sure what the issue is, but they just don't kick it. So again, Ryan's going to be on to kick off.
I'd be saying to my guys, be aware that the onside kick could be coming.
Yeah, I think if you're Clearfield, you got to try to cover this, but you've got some danger back there deep in Cunningham and Fisher.
Remember, this is an aggressive team, so.
And they do kick it deep. Going to go right to Cunningham, right? No, Fisher, I'm sorry. He comes off to this right side. He's got a little room there. He'll be out over the 30. Good return out to the 31-yard line.
Yep, good solid return. Going to tuck that ball in before he got hit.
Yeah. That's important.
Yeah.
Turnover battle is 1-0, and that cost us the 6 points. So. All right, 4:34 remaining. Don't need to get it all at once.
4 minutes, 34 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
But we do have Cunningham and Millward in on this side, and it looks like Johnson and Hosband over there. So this might be one of those little flare passes to Cunningham in the slot here to start this drive off. Clearfield's got a little bit of confusion in the defensive backfield. Now Cowan comes out here wide right.
They're not giving him as much cushion.
Boy, they are running defensive backs all over the place here.
Yep,
they do give a little safety help. And after all that, it's going to be Fisher up the middle. Spread them out and get 8, 9 up the middle.
Got to blow the whistle here.
Just cover the ball and, let's blow the play dead. So now you got 2nd and 1, 2nd and a half.
So a free play here for the Eagles.
Fisher
I put it in the air.
Slow here.
I'd put it in the air and at least try to get it to high red zone so that way you can go back to your run game a little bit and try to churn it.
This might be the play for that little flare to one side or the other, either Johnson or Cunningham in the slot, one way or the other. And just see if they can break it. I think your best chance of that's over here away from Ryan.
Well, it looks like they're going to play some zone here.
Might be the same play. Cowan going to go in motion here?
I wouldn't hate a tight end look here.
Nope, there's that little flare pass out to Millward. Good block by Cunningham. Ball out to about the 48-yard line.
And important, he stayed in bounds. That's going to keep the clock running once they spot this ball.
Yeah, and there's 3:42, a lot of time. We're going to mark it at the 47, gain of 7.
Yeah, I don't think they're worried about time yet, but it is something that as an offensive play caller, you keep in the back of your mind.
It's a little muddle huddle here, a little quick huddle. Cowan in motion again, 2 receivers each way. Another run up the middle. He breaks the first tackle, and he's going to get about 5. Good run there by Fisher. Down inside Clearfield territory to the 48.
That play was nearly blown up. They had a lot of penetration on the back side of that play, and we've seen them just, anytime that you're slow to get to the hole, they've come downhill and got, horizontal very well and made tackles as they're trying to come in behind the runner.
Clock ticks under 3 minutes here. 3 receivers right, 2 left.
And I like this look for the Eagles empty set. They got to respect the pass.
There it is out to Johnson. He cannot break that tackle. Good play by number 5 for Clearfield. That is O'Brien Owens. And that's going to be no gain, maybe a very small loss on the play.
Brandon Chamberlain on the tackle.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and a long 5 here.
And
Same formation.
And now if you're an offensive guy, you see that. You see that these cornerbacks, and we got a lot of cushion here.
And Clearfield's going to call the first
timeout. I was
timeout.
going to say, there's a lot of cushion on Cunningham that time. And as I was going to say, you can see that those guys are going to bite hard. At least number 5 is going to bite hard on that play. He's expecting that. He wants the big play. I'd say show a screen against whoever he's guarding and just run that crossing route right in behind him.
Yeah.
And that's going to be wide open, especially in man when they're given that much cushion.
Right.
Yeah. On the outside at least. Yeah, that's going to be wide open. If you're if you're Grady Fisher, you deliver that ball in the right place at the right time. That's going to be a big gain, and that will get you a first down right here. I bet.
Yeah, and you've got 3 receivers this way. They're shading their one linebacker in the game, who's Ryan right now, to this side. So you're right. That crossing route from the left to right, from the short side to the wide side, if you will, could definitely pay some dividends here.
See who's out there. Who's out there? That's
you got Johnson and Hosband on the left.
Hosband out wide on that.
And they have tightened up a little
side.
bit now. Now they're backing off. Oh, they're running that guy off at the end here.
They got that linebacker back in coverage, too.
There's a snap. Looking to run. He's got some room. He's going to have the first down and more. So across the 40, 35. He goes down at the 34-yard line.
And he stays in bound, and a great block. I didn't see who got downfield to that second level, but that was a crucial block to block Colton Ryan and at least get some contact with him, because as we said before, he is a great player. He's got a lot of speed, and he can cover sideline to sideline. Getting a body on him like that was crucial to make that play work and get that first down.
Okay, they're going with 4 down linemen. We bring Cowan in motion inside. This has been a run every time before. And Clearfield had it red, and that's going to be no gain. Now we're down inside 2 minutes, and the clock becomes a factor. I think we're going to use our first timeout. That's a smart use of it.
And if you're the Eagles, if you want to have a chance at winning this game, you got to get it in the end zone. There is no kick alternative here. So
this is it. We're at the 34-yard line. Minute 44 remains in this game.
And here's where you start to run your 2-minute offense. You don't need to get out of bounds on every play, so to speak. You do have a little bit of time. You still got your 2 timeouts left, but you do have to be wary. And that's part of the reason why they're taking this timeout now is you want to get everybody on the same page and make everyone say, listen, this is the situation we're in. This is what the mental space where we need to be right now. Let's go out and execute, and let's make this thing happen. And you can see they're looking at the iPad right now, getting this play down. This first play, they want to get some good yardage on this first one. I should say second down.
Something they saw in the first half or earlier in this half. I'm guessing they're going to try to use that right now.
Right. I think they're going to try to pull a trick out of their sleeve right now.
Again, we haven't really seen Colin Cunningham on the ball, and not much anyway. And it'd be nice to see if they can tackle him.
See who else
He's got Deal
here
across from him, who is one of their more sure-handed tacklers. So
they got number 10 Landon Rankin out here on the near side and playing cornerback here for Clearfield. We haven't seen a lot of him
guarding Millward.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, they got him on 23.
Fakes the pass. He's going to run it. Not a lot of room there, but he does get a couple.
Yeah.
Now we're down to a 3rd and we'll call it 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So he gets down to the 32-yard line.
So you need a good play here.
So whatever they were looking for there wasn't open.
Right, and the problem with that play is there were no receivers downfield for them to cover, so he couldn't break containment like he wanted to there. There was really not a lot of places for him to run.
That skipped in there. That ball bounced.
That ball bounced, yeah.
And then we're going to run the clock even though he landed out of bounds. I don't understand. That's going to go for no gain either way, but should have been an incomplete pass. So now you're down to a 4th and 8.
Well, that was interesting, and they got a player down here. That is number
6.
5.
Number 5.
Brian Owens.
Yeah, it might just be a cramp too. Looks like it.
Yeah,
he's sitting up, so I think he's not suffering too much here. But 4th and 8 is a
was
tough
it.
situation here.
I mean, again, I hate to be, the guy that complains about refs, but the ball skipped in and he landed out of bounds. I mean,
2 opportunities to stop the clock, and they didn't use either. But at this point, with Jesse had 2 timeouts left.
well, yeah,
You need a first down here, and that's what it comes down to. It's not going to be a timeout game unless you convert. Clock will stop on a first down. That's my positive vibe. Well, number 5's on the sideline with his helmet back on, so he's not getting checked out by trainers. He's stretching it a little bit, but I think he's okay. All right, Cunningham and Hosbin left. Millward, Johnson right. Cowan in that tight end or H-back slot. Johnson goes in motion. It's a new formation.
going to be a man play. Has a man open all in the middle of the field.
You got to throw it. He's got him. Oh, and it's intercepted. And again, Deal has been the real problem. Or is that number 20? That's 28. That's Deal. Yep. Deal's been the real problem today. He needed to throw that ball just a beat earlier, and maybe with a little more mustard on it. But unfortunately, with 1 timeout remaining.
And here we show how important that pre-snap read is. You got that guy going in motion with your guy. At the high school level, you're rarely ever going to see that a guy follows him across the field in motion and it's not a man play.
Yeah.
Rarely are you ever going to see that. You might see it in the postseason, but I doubt in the regular season, especially in a game that's this close. I mean, you got to see that. You got to say, hey, I'm going to have my slant open. Not sure if he had a little bit of pressure there, or if he just got a little uncomfortable there in the middle of the field. They're going to need the ball down, and they're only going to need to do that one more time to end this game.
Yep, 45 seconds on the clock. And, great game. Little bit slow, but I think that was the game plan. I think that was, what Jesse had in mind. We had opportunities. We're going to look back at this one and a little bit tough right now. But
well, I mean, if you play this game in the simulator 10 times, you might come out 5-5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how close this game was at times.
Almost all of our games this year have been that way.
Yeah.
So Mount Union and Juniata Valley are tied at 21. That's a good one. Mount Union does not broadcast, so there's no way to look that up, but that's going to set your final score at Clearfield 12, Bald Eagle Area 6. All right, folks, next week we will join you from Westmont Hilltop, and we may actually be sitting on the hilltop to broadcast. I don't think we know yet.
Yeah, we
Probably in the
where we're gonna
bleachers, so pray for dry weather. We don't mind if it's cold, but no rain.
Yeah, a little shout out to the boys of Cal U. They're going to be playing tomorrow.
Nice, including one Mr. Green.
Yeah.
By the way, I would shout out to Mrs. Green. The snacks were wonderful. If you're ever looking to adopt, Keith has my number.
Well, this was a great one, and I mean, like I said, you play this game, 100 times, it might be 50%.
Yeah.
It's so hard in these type of games, and again, it's those turnovers, those little moments, and they impact the game so much more, which is why we love games like this.
Yep, absolutely. Hopefully not a nail biter next week. I think Westmont comes in with a 0-5, 0-6 record.
Yeah, I think Bald Eagle will be heavy favorites in not only next game, but in the next 2 games that they play.
So we just got to take care of business in those 2, get back, over 500, and then try to win that 6th one for the playoff spot.
And again, we're looking at the playoffs in the standings here before, and now it's a little bit more of a toss-up. We'd expect the Eagles to be a game over 500 coming out of the regular season, so we'll see where they land. And it's gonna kind of come down to who beats who, and if there's a upset or.
Sorry, I was watching the Clearfield cheerleaders do the hey goodbye chant like they went out and hit anybody today, but not a fan of that either. But anyway, well, Keith, looking forward to next week, and I guess with that, we're going to sign off. Folks, have a good evening. For Keith Green.